It is a great day to be back. And, for someone out there who is feeling alone today, congratulations because the space has begun. Today we got my friend
Patrick Kim.
Patrick in the building. So,
What's up,
Patrick,
what's up?
this is a time shared, and, this is the one and only podcast where people are coming to be positively reinforced. And not necessarily literally, but through people like yourself, we get to see into the lives of entrepreneurs who are out here fucking innovating. Brought me 2 WakePens today that we will
Yes,
try
sir.
out.
Yes, sir.
Much appreciated. And yeah, man, so that's all we really can provide is you and what you have to give us today. So if you just want to take a moment, get the people up to speed on everything you've had going on and a lot of the things that, they should know about you. If you want to adjust the mic real quick, really anything, yeah. Unscrew it. Yeah. Cool.
Bet.
Yeah, you want
All right, what's up, y'all?
that.
My name is Patrick Kim. I'm currently a sophomore at Kennesaw State University. I'm one of the co-founders of WakePen and co-owner of Resell Essentials course, where we teach you guys about how to sell shoes, how to sell clothing, and stuff like that.
Dude, that is fucking amazing. So for everyone who tunes in, we already had Alexis Montoya. Shout out, Lex.
Yes, sir.
We had William Rivera on, the e-commerce god, and we even had Agent Dolly on, and he mentioned you as well. And it's just great to finally have you on, the other half of the Resell Essentials course, the other half of the mentoring happening. To you guys got 100 students,
Yes,
100
sir.
plus,
Yes, sir.
and then WakePen. So just before we get going, man, I want to crack one of these open. So which one would you recommend? Are they the
All
same?
right, so the white one, that's our OG. That's our original flavor. That's our like Red Bull flavor. And
Okay.
then the red one itself is a mint flavor, menthol.
Ooh, I'm gonna try that out.
So yeah, definitely check those out.
So yeah, man, shit, I guess we can just go ahead and get started on Wake, considering the beautiful entry.
Yes, sir.
So, how exactly did Wake get schemed up as far as, you guys is, where is it? There we go. As far as the collab with you and Lex.
All right, so basically, this is our first business together as all three of us. Basically, how it started was we were all just hanging out one night at Post, which you did interviews at with Lex and Will. We were just sitting there and we were up all night just grinding on drop shipping, finding out other ways to make money, stuff like that. And we came across one of our competitors now is My Eagle Energy, and we kind of looked at their branding and how they marketed stuff, and we just reinvented it, and not reinvented it, but like we just found another better way to market caffeine pens and stuff like that.
Well, as far as that goes, this is amazing. I really like it. It has
Appreciate that,
has a
appreciate
good
that.
throat hit, but it's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
So when you say you guys try to not rebrand but back engineer,
Mm-hmm.
at what point in time did you even get to the point where you were like, damn, like why couldn't we do this? Like, did you guys start buying other people's products? Did you guys start testing out other caffeine pens, the market really much before it got to become your own thing you guys took control of?
Yeah, so basically after like a couple of weeks during this like December 2018 when we first started it, we were actually we were ordering Eagle Energies and we were like, whoa, like this is different. And all of us were like kind of addicted. I'm not gonna lie. We were addicted to nicotine. We would always hit Juuls. And then like recently we just heard that like people are dying from Juuls, not Juuls in general, but just like nicotine and stuff like that. So it was kind of a cool, different way of like inhaling smoke, because it's just straight
You mind
caffeine.
pulling it a little closer to you? My bad.
Oh yeah,
I want to make sure
Can you hear me?
everything sounds great. Yeah,
good.
perfect.
All right, yeah. So basically, we thought it was a cool new way of like inhaling smoke. It's caffeine, all natural, and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, the branding's dope. I like how you guys have the cut and the W. But where did Wake come from? Was it someone's idea, or was it a bunch of ideas that kind of got together? Were you guys going for woke and then turned it into Wake, or what exactly happened there?
So basically, since it is a caffeine pen, we kind of like, I'll take that. What we did was like created a lifestyle around it, just because what we do is like we like to be awake. We like to not just be sitting down laying around. We like to work. We like to grind. and we built a lifestyle around it. And at first, with our design, we had a clock on there next to the word wake, and we were like, yeah, this is trash. So we took away the clock. Basically, wake is just a lifestyle that we live by.
Wow. Yeah, I really like the fact that they're disposable, and wait, how much do they go for?
They're $12.99 on our website.
Not even bad.
MyWakePen.com.
400 inhales. So do you guys hit these shits in like Buckhead and stuff?
Yeah, so like when we first got them, we had samples, so it was just me, Lex, and Will that had them, and myself, I go to school at Kennesaw State University, and when we first came out with it, I brought it to campus, and people were like, "Yo, what's that?" I was like, "It's something like me and my friends own, my WakePen," and they're like, "Oh, let me hit that." I used to go to the bars all the time, and like people would be like, "Yo, what's that? What's that?" And like, bro, I'm telling you, the sample WakePen, it went out within like a week.
Really?
Just because everyone wanted to hit it.
Damn. So you guys had this sample. So I know you guys probably faced a lot of issues as far as starting a vape company with all the things going on and just the restrictions within the vape industry and tobacco and all that kind of consumer product. What were some of the things that you guys encountered on your end? Because we heard Lex, we heard Will, but on your end, did you ever kind of doubt the product? Were you ever like, damn, like I need, I gotta believe in it. It's gotta get there. Like, was there ever any doubt when you would see all those ads that people are dying, they're trying to ban flavors, they're trying to ban it altogether?
All right, so
did you face any of those kind of challenges?
So I know just in general, just with how the market and stuff like that, how people are like getting sick from vaping and stuff like that. We've actually like brought wakes to France and overseas basically, and because like the market over there is growing with e-cigarettes and over here it's declining. So a lot of stuff that we face and encountered is just like we try to stop selling them in the US. Like they're still available, but we try to like push it more towards overseas.
So as far as overseas, I know that was Will's. Screw that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get it after. I know that was Will's. I know that was Will's end of it. But like, as far as overseas, have you ever gone out of the country?
I have, but not anytime like recently. I've been on a cruise and stuff like that, but I don't travel as much as like Will and Alexis.
Okay, bet. So as far as the vape market, though,
Mhm.
it's still been hitting in not the UK. It was France.
Mhm.
It's been still hitting in Europe. But as far as Europe compared to America, how's business been? Where are you guys feeling like you're getting the most impact? Outside of Atlanta,
Yeah.
your friend group, stuff like that.
We do get a lot of traffic and sales from other states like Tennessee, Florida, a lot of in the southeast basically. We've been getting some from people in Arizona. We still like get sales every day. It's still we try not to push it as much in the US, but we still get it. We still hear about it every day. I go to campus, I hear about it. It's still available to buy, but yeah.
So for someone who's trying to get out there, man, and kind of like pave their own way
Mhm.
in a market, whether it's vaping, whether it's really anything, what are some of the things that you would want to give them as far as the mindset goes to stay motivated, to continue to be consistent and ultimately just find an edge? Because let's be real, there's nothing that you can do that's going to be perfect. There's nothing
yeah,
that's
for sure.
foolproof.
For sure.
This podcast isn't perfect. Who knows what's going to happen in 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yes, sir.
But considering from what you've gone through, what would be something that you could relate to someone else who's in school or whatever their restriction is, and they're still trying to be an entrepreneur, they're trying to start a business and ultimately succeed?
I would say always just keep pushing at it. I would say like don't give up on whatever your dreams are just because like someone's telling you not to do this, not to do that, it's trash or whatever. Like your ideas are your dreams and you should always chase after them and be consistent with what you're doing. I know I found that key last year that like being consistent with what you do will show you results in the future. No matter like things aren't going to happen overnight, but if you just keep pushing through and keep going at it, you'll definitely see results.
What are some of the things that you've seen people mess up? Like not mess up, but that you're kind of like, I wouldn't do it that way based off what I've done that was successful.
Let's see. Um, let me see. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, hell yeah.
uh, hold on. Repeat that again. Let me think.
So, like, as far as other people that have gone out there
Yeah.
and had similar business ventures, maybe not vaping,
Mhm.
but just in general, their attitude towards business, their attitude with being consistent, and the entire entrepreneur mindset that comes with getting out here and innovating, no matter what you're doing. Do you think that some people, well, not do you think, but obviously some people are doing it wrong. So have you seen some things that, are common amongst your students, amongst people that are trying to start similar companies, business partners that you might have had? Are you seeing certain traits come up in people that aren't successful versus people that have been?
Yeah. So basically, I would just say like a lot of people when they start to see like they're starting to take L's with shoes, for example, they just give up, or with drop shipping, they give up. But I just say like keep pushing forward, stay positive about what you do, no matter like what you, I guess like an L that you take, you learn from it and you improve on it. And yeah, just go about what you're doing and learn from it and improve yourself.
That's amazing, man. Bro, let's just take a moment real quick. Does this shit not look amazing?
Bro,
I
the
was
city is beautiful.
right. I was here a couple days ago and it was freezing. And people might not have been able to tell. I hope they couldn't, but I was freezing my ass off. It
I
really
bet.
made it hard to be comfortable. So you said you're out at Kennesaw.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do you come to the city a lot?
Yeah, I do. Just because my business partners, Will and Alexis, they do stay in the city. Uh, I'm telling you, I drive a lot, just for shoes or just to meet up with them, just for like meetings about Wake or just everything. I love the city.
Damn, so do you like that kind of like work where you're kind of going out there meeting people for shoes, making things happen versus going somewhere and clocking in?
Oh yeah, for sure. So, I would say like definitely it's a hustle, and that's what I've been doing since I was in middle school, high school. Me and Alexis started reselling in high school, and we would drive after school, skip school sometimes just to go do raffles out in the city when we were young. We would camp out, do all that stuff, just because it's more like you're working on your time rather than someone else's time. Like being clocked in, you're not, I guess you don't get that, how do you say it,
Same fulfillment
yeah, that fulfillment that you would get rather than like going buy a shoe, flip it, and make more than what you would do at a normal job.
in like a week.
Yeah.
Damn, so speaking of the shoes, man, you
Yes,
guys got
sir.
100 plus students. You guys have had the course going for over a year.
Mhm.
And from what Lex told us, shit's been going great. But as far as your side goes, when did you first kind of like start to realize that not only am I good at this,
Mhm.
but I think I could provide value to someone who's trying to learn it. And by value, I mean I can come at it in my own way. Because for me personally, man, anytime I get involved in anything, I just kind of make it like my own mission to find my own groove,
Mhm.
to find my own way, to find my own style of how I want to do it. And if someone wants to, hey, whatever, but I've been successful at certain things because I found my own way.
Yeah.
Well, versus people that also took on the same kind of craft but weren't successful in finding their own way. So you guys obviously found your own way. You guys obviously started a successful course. So at what point in time did you and Lex kind of look at each other and say, damn, man, like we're slick fire with this. We're camping out. We're skipping school
Yeah.
and actually making money.
Yeah.
Maybe we could provide someone with something. Like before you guys even made the course, when did you guys start to realize that you had something there?
So actually, like during the summer when I was staying in Atlanta with Alexis, Will came up to us and was like, "Yo, like, what y'all need to do is stop being lazy and get up and make a course and provide some value to other people that could potentially like flip shoes." Cause I know, back then in high school we would teach like our close friends how to sell shoes, and they were making money off of it, and that's when we realized like, yeah, let's get up, let's go make these videos, let's share the money, because there's so much money out there when it comes to shoes, and obviously we can't get our hands on it, so we might as well provide value to other people and let them learn. And yeah.
So how much money is in shoes, man? Like how much money would you say someone who's good at selling and reselling shoes makes primarily?
I know,
Or
like,
what's your best flip? Shit, what's your
Alright.
best little move that you busted?
okay, so it was, I would say, one of my best releases that I've done, and I'll say it was with Alexis. We came down to Georgia State one night. He called me. He was like, "Yo, this store named Walters. It's in the middle of Georgia State. One
Oh
of the
yeah.
oldest accounts with Jordan Brand." And he was like, "Yo, this store in the store in Texas has only 5,000 pairs. We should go." And this was like the day before spring break. So it was our sophomore, junior year. And we camped out 10 hours plus in the cold, homeless people walking by. And just like, it was just something we weren't prepared for. We just came out here, slept on the sidewalk, and we spent $200 on some shoes. And the next day we flipped them both for like 1,500,
Oh, Jesus
1,600.
Christ, what the
So
fuck?
it was definitely worth it.
Wait, what shoe is that?
It's called Satin Royal Ones. Yeah.
So what? I see. This is what I don't get, right?
Mhm.
So how does that happen? Like, is someone paying for the inconvenience of not, number one, knowing that the shoes were gonna drop there? Number two, dedicating to camping out. So they're just like, oh, I'll pay it, or is it just because you got to be like plugged in, like you got to know where they're gonna be releasing them? Like, how does it work? I don't.
Okay,
Like, that's
so
just crazy to me.
So there's a bunch of just information on social media, of course. A bunch of stores and boutiques have their own social media. That's where they post all their releases and how they're gonna do their procedures. How we got into that release was actually like it was Alexis's cousin from New York, and apparently like the drop was like last minute, and someone said they were in Atlanta, and we just took the risk and came out here. But that's why it's hard to get in. That's why we provided the course, and what we get from like other group chats and just the information that we see and hear, we provide it to our students so that way they could cook as well.
Is it kind of like an addiction? Would you say just hitting that? Like, what is that, man? That's two. That's yeah. That's like what's this 5? That's at least.
That's like 1,400 in
That's like
profit.
at least 5, 6 times your money. Like
Yeah, within like 10 hours.
10 hours. Jesus, man. Why didn't you guys buy multiple?
So most stores do it one per customer.
Oh
Yeah.
Or else someone would go in there and buy the whole.
Yeah.
Kidding me? If you were gonna turn 200 into 15, that's an investment, bro.
Yeah.
Someone could take a loan real quick.
Facts. Facts.
Oh my god. Okay, wow, that's crazy. So when you guys first started teaching the course,
Mm-hmm.
what were some of the things that, like, were people just kind of fucking lazy, or was
Um,
it people like were having a hard time picking the things up the same way that you guys were doing second nature?
Yeah, so most of the people that join our course, they don't really have much knowledge about shoes. I know one of our best students, his name is Sean, and
Is he the guy with those off whites?
yeah,
They're like,
so he cooked on some off-whites. That was his first time like hitting on a shoe, and he told me recently that without that drop, like he wouldn't know what off-whites were, and like when he hit, he was like, "Whoa, these go for like 2,000 and stuff like that."
so wait. So he accidentally ran into that?
No, like he got the release, but he didn't know anything about shoes. Like he was just like, "Let me go for it," just because everyone's saying to go for it. But like, he had no idea what Off-White was. He had no idea what Yeezys were or Jordans, and like he didn't know that there was a resale market for shoes.
So he paid what? What was it? Like,
He paid like 160, and now they go for 2,000.
are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
160 for 2,000?
I'll
So they
do
just
that
stopped
every
making
day.
them? That's
yeah.
it?
Yeah, they're limited.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel knowing that one of your students got out here and
Made
made a check real quick?
Honestly, it feels good just because like me and Alexis, like we went through that process. We're still cooking on shoes today, but it feels better knowing that your students are getting results and like they're making money off of the knowledge that you taught them.
Damn, man. So what were some low points that you faced through the process of trying to come up on shoes, through trying to make the course, WakePen? What were some of the main challenges you faced that almost kind of stopped the whole project?
Just time management. I guess myself, like just trying to push myself to get up every day and be like, yo, you got to get up and get some bread. You got to go get that bag today. Not only that, it's just there's just so much value out there and so much money out there that everyone could get, and why not provide it and help others?
So do you see yourself continuing to recruit students and eventually just kind of letting that go full circle? Or are you continuing to stay in the game, trying to find the new releases? Like, what I'm trying to say is, as a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to be you have to be an example
Yes,
all the
sir.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So have you been finding that the more students you guys recruit, it's almost like you guys did what you have to do, or do you continue to find, like, are you still trying to kind of outdo the students in a way?
So like we still try to get into the releases, the hot releases, of course, just because there is money to be made, but also like we do provide information about releases that we don't even go for. We just let our students just take over and let them make their bag.
Damn, okay. So what's the goal again? Because I know Lex said the goal is 500 by the end of the year.
500 students by the end of the year. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Jesus, man.
And we started last summer, so.
Isn't that crazy? Like, what if you hadn't started? What if you're like, oh, I'll push it off a little more. Don't you think that's what a lot of people are doing wrong, man? Like, look, dude, sometimes I think I'm going crazy because I start to see patterns in things.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, are people seeing this, or am I tripping? And when I talk to certain people who are being successful in certain things, they tend to find a lot of the same things happening, a lot of the same correlations. And I know that, you've probably had those things happen. So have you been able to kind of transition that same energy that you got from WakePen, that you got from the resell course? Is that like a lifestyle as far as the way that you work, or is it just when it's time to get to business, you have a special way of doing things? Because what I've realized, man, is if you want to be successful in anything, you want to start a vape company, a juice company, a podcast, you just have to find your own way. You have to continue to just spot patterns and form habits that you apply in every situation, every day, that eventually lead to something. Because I feel like people, I need to stop saying I feel like, but that's just the mood, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I really don't know. And that's why I like to share this, because I want to see what you're thinking. But isn't it weird that people want to find that moment? They want, if someone's an actor, they want to get scouted, or they want to get casted, or if I'll wait till the drop happens and maybe I'll go flip the shoes. But for me, I feel like that moment's never going to come, because I feel like that moment's always coming. And I feel like if you're not, tripping, if you're not applying those skills every day in every situation, you're not going to, number one,
you're not going to grow.
Notice it and grab it. Have you noticed that? Like, what are some of the habits that you apply every day to be successful?
Okay, so what I do is I like to plan for the day, the night before, and
fuck, my bad. You think you could get a little closer?
So like what I like to do is like I like to plan the night before about what I'm gonna do the next day. That way I'm always on time with everything. Just because I am busy with school, I am busy with work, I am busy with all my businesses, and what I found to be like a habit of mine is just being consistent and just trying to grow as an individual. Just because like there's always something to learn out there. There's always room for growth. And I just feel like a lot of people, they don't see results right away. They just give up. And that's what I used to do. Like I used to give up. And then I noticed, like, once I started being consistent with everything and started taking action, like that's when I saw like results happening.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, correlating with your work. So you mentioned that you're a student, obviously. Have you found that being an entrepreneur, and what's your major, by the way?
Information security.
Information security. Wow. So have you found that not only being in school, do you think that being in school for an entrepreneur, do you think that, it takes away my time, but it provides me with that solid plan B? Or are you just kind of in it because you're already as deep as you are, like we were talking earlier, just for the parents and whatnot? Because I know Will and Alexis and Jordan, I know none of them fuck school. But
so
I know you're still in school. I'm still in school, so
facts. So
I feel like we share some of the same mindset behind, I want to try something, but what if it doesn't work? I want to be able to still get a good job if shit hit the fan.
So I have nothing against school. I'm obviously in school. I have like 2 years left, and I find school like as a backup plan, just because I do have stuff going on, and I just feel like there's so much opportunity out there even if you're not in school. So what I do is, like, since I am in college, I am a part of Greek life. It's a great way to leverage your businesses.
What fraternity are you in?
Kappa Sig.
Kappa Sig.
Yeah, so what I do is I try to network with a lot of people at school, try to just help them out. If they want to get into reselling, I'll look out for them and stuff like that.
Damn, so you just mentioned something we were about to segue into.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as networking goes, do you feel like people are lacking with their network? Do you think like in-person communication is where it's still at, or do you think it doesn't matter anymore and you just got to have a big following on social media, a good network on social media?
I feel like in person is a lot better than I don't know. They're kind of both. They all have their like strengths and weaknesses. But I would say social media is a great way to network with a lot of people outside of your state or like wherever you live. But in person is a lot better just because you're meeting them in person, getting to know them a lot more. And a lot of people these days are like, I know a lot of college students, not shitting on anybody, but um, they like to stay in their comfort zone. They don't like to go out and meet new people. They just like to stay at home and just do whatever they are comfortable with.
Do you think that's a problem? Because I know that if I would have stayed in my comfort zone, shit, we wouldn't be even here right now.
Facts. Yeah, I honestly feel like it is a problem for some people, and then some people are just happy with where they're at. I mean, for me, I like to get out the house. I like to do stuff. I like to just see the world. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just like being inside, like to stick to playing games all day and stuff like that.
You know what I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
And this might come off a little harsh, but some people need to hear this.
Go ahead.
I think that certain people, man, it's not even their fault, but
Yeah.
you know, my dad puts it this way, and
Mhm.
I've always kind of heard this growing up, and I'm like growing up now, and I'm like, shit, that's really pretty accurate. I just feel like some people, man, they have a voltage, just like a light bulb, just like any plug, anything. And some things are outside of their volts, like
Mhm.
because I've looked at a lot of situations, found solutions, and people are struggling to find those same solutions. And then when I run into people who are able to find the same solutions as myself, a lot of other things correlate in their life. And there's certain people that are stuck on certain things and that aren't seeing things from the right perspective.
Mhm.
I just don't think that they have the voltage. I think anyone can achieve anything, don't get
Oh,
me
yeah.
wrong, but I think some people, man, just limit themselves. Like
Oh,
they
yeah,
go
for
into
sure.
they run a program on autopilot where they're just kind of stupid. Like, what? That's a really mean word, but
Yeah.
it's the truth. People I just look, that's what this channel is all about. It's
Yeah.
just getting people to realize that you don't have to live the way that you live. And I don't mean that everyone can
We
go.
all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's really what you do with it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that everyone can go out there and whip the Lambo.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's not, some people just aren't made for that.
Mhm.
But just as far as improving your life, like if you have a job, why isn't your job the best situation that it can be?
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship, why is your relationship not at the best level that it can be? Why are you holding grudges with people? Why
Yep.
are you fucking people over? You know,
Yep.
why is $500 worth? Like, I feel like what a lot of people are doing, man, is they're limiting themselves in a way that does make them comfortable, but
Mhm.
in the long run, they live with regret. Because, like, man, if you're dying on your deathbed, right?
Mhm.
And all you did was think about WakePen, think about the Essential Course, you're just gonna die with a lot of regret. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what is life? What's even happening here? What's
Yeah.
the point if you're not trying to visualize and create? I know I'm going on a rant right now, but I was having a conversation
ahead.
about this yesterday.
Mhm.
And for some reason, I just feel like when it becomes a mindset, it's almost like a drug. You almost just start to find that you apply it in every situation. And that with a lot of people, they have the answers they need.
Mhm.
They have the answers they fucking need. And I don't know. I just think it's their perception that's off. Do you think that your perception is important for the way that you view things?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So what kind of issues have you had like with perception over the years? Have you had to change your perception?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I've changed about myself. In order for me, like, I wanted to grow as an individual and stop limiting myself just to school and just, oh yeah.
There you go.
And I just feel like there's so much in this world that there's so much knowledge that I need to learn. There's always something that I could improve on, not just with business wise, with my relationship, with my family, just spending time with my close friends and stuff like that.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I love it. So how do you feel about this Kobe situation, bro? It's tragic, man. Are you a
Yeah.
basketball fan?
I
mean,
for
kinda-
myself, I don't watch basketball, but of course everyone knows Kobe. Rest in peace to Kobe and all the people that were on that plane.
Yes.
I know his daughter was on that plane, and that there was like a couple family members from like, other families and stuff like that. But yeah, that was someone that was an inspiration to a lot of people and an idol. And the tragedy that happened, that was just something that you wouldn't even like think about. And he was someone that was close to like Michael Jordan for like the older generation. Like he was someone that played basketball, but also like inspired other people, motivated others. And yeah, it's crazy because not only that, but just like the people that, so like I'll say, since I am in the shoe market, I'll bring that up. Kobe's, that day that he passed away, they all skyrocketed just because everyone
Holy
wanted to make a
shit.
profit off of his death.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so fucked up, but you'd expect that.
Yeah.
It's tragic, man. It's
Yeah.
tragic, but I feel like that goes back to what we were saying earlier. It reminds you that you don't know when you're gonna be gone. You don't know what someone could come out of the elevator, bro. They could kill us. I mean, not me. I'm
gonna jump off.
right. You can have a fun time do that, but theoretically, they could kill us.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. I just feel like people aren't harnessing the potential enough. I had someone on not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about what's the word? Uncertainty being the reason life is worth even living. And it's just crazy that when someone dies, it makes you realize that
Life is short.
yeah, man. But that's crazy. So the shoes skyrocketed that day?
Yes. I'm talking about like,
What kind of numbers? What kind of numbers?
I know some shoes that released a while back, they were at $400 the day before, and then they went up to like 1,000. Some shoes that were sitting at the mall, like some Kobe's that were at the mall, a lot of people like rushed to the malls to go buy them just because they weren't selling for anything the day before. But then you could make a quick $300, $400 profit right there and then. So
Jesus, do you think that now that Kobe's gone, his shoes could become an asset?
yes, I do.
Or is it
A
a quick flip.
I think it's an asset. A lot of people didn't make money. A lot of people saved their the stuff that they had from Kobe as a collectible, and yeah.
I see. For me, that's probably what I would do. I'd save it
Mhm.
as a collectible, but at the same time, that's just so fucked to me that people
Yeah.
are making money on that shit. What, did some of your students hit? Was the group message hot?
Our group message, we didn't say anything about buying Kobe's, just in respect of like, there's other ways to make money instead of off of someone's death.
Time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So I don't want to even say this because it puts the energy out there, but 2020's kind of been shit, and it will turn around. I believe it'll turn around.
yeah,
I
for
want to
sure.
say it will. What kind of goals do you guys have for 2020 as far as Wake goes, as far as the Essentials course, and fucking man, in your own life?
Yeah.
Patrick. Today's all about Patrick, man. How are you doing?
I'm good.
What
good.
do you got planned for this year?
All right, so there's a couple projects that I've been working on for like a year now, besides Wake and Resell Essentials course. But with the Wake, we are expecting a relaunch soon. We've been meeting up like almost every week talking about how can we improve on it and how can we come back with a bang and make people like, dang, I need a Wake. Resell Essentials, we're aiming for that 500 students at the end of the year. We're going to start looking for staff members that can help out with botting, helping run slots for students. We're about to hire some affiliates. That way it's not just us posting about our students' results, but as well as students just posting their results themselves. Myself in general, I want to build a better relationship with just my family. I don't see them as much as I used to. My girlfriend, I want to build a better relationship. My business in general, just be consistent with it and just grow. School-wise, just staying focused. Like, there's a reason why I go to school. All that partying stuff comes later. There's no reason to celebrate when I'm not even done with school or close to being done. So I need to get in, get out, get my degree, and yeah.
So you said you had other projects you were working on?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, tell us.
All
Give
right.
us the juice.
So it's I'm not gonna talk too much about on it just because
Ooh, shit.
it's
Got
a
low key move.
yeah, it's a low key move, but it's with my uncle and my girlfriend as well, and we're trying to start a modeling agency just because me and my girlfriend are in Greek life. We know so many college people, and we know a lot of people want to be influencers. So we're trying to build something around that, get something going in Atlanta. That should be coming in July of this year. So, but
So how does that? How we're not gonna give too much away
go ahead.
because we're just not gonna do it. But how does that even go, man? Like, how does a modeling agency work? Do you guys just mainly coordinate shoots and influencers and certain sponsorships, or do you guys specifically do the shoots, contact sponsors? That
Yeah.
kind of
So with it, it's basically like a staffing agency, I guess, in a way. So we're trying to get in contact with different suppliers and vendors that need people to like model their stuff. So we're working on that. We're also looking into hiring content creators, a graphic designer, and getting stuff ready for the upcoming launch.
Yeah, I had someone hit me up on Instagram
Mhm.
ever since I started doing the show. Some jewelry
Oh yeah.
page, and they were talking about send me all this jewelry. I just gotta take pictures, the normal pictures like you normally would, but just tag us in. And I was just kind of like, I don't want to become one of those people.
You're an influencer.
Yeah, I don't want to be an influencer to something I'm not going out of my way to get.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I would have no problem influencing or sponsoring or being sponsored by anybody.
Mhm.
But like, damn, man, I would never want to be repping or marketing a product that I truly don't like. And when it comes to jewelry, I'm not trying to rep fake jewelry.
Facts. Facts.
Like if you got a clothing line of any kind, if you have anything, just literally
Not
anything
jewelry.
besides fake jewelry
Yeah.
or a fake Yeezy or something
Yeah.
fake, like why? So is that what you guys are trying to do? Obviously not fake jewelry, but you guys got to reach out to people, or you guys already have your network and you guys have a way of getting in touch with them?
Yeah, we
How
do.
do you even get in touch with like
Okay, so
companies?
there's actually there's a place next to Post. It's called the Mart, and a lot of like they have like events during certain months and seasons, and a lot of suppliers and vendors from China and stuff like that, they come and they hire like people to work for that whole week. And so we're trying to find people to help them work and go about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Holy shit. All right, wait
I
a
dropped
minute.
some sauce.
You dropped a little too much sauce. I slipped, caught myself. Okay, conversation took a turn. So China. So, not what company, but they make it and they want it sponsored
Yeah,
here.
so basically what they do is they bring products from overseas, like any normal like supplier would, and basically they try to just market it to other bigger companies in the US and try to sell it for a wholesale price. But obviously some of them don't have the best English, or it's just easier to use people from
Have a network here.
yeah, just have a
God,
network
you're a fucking
here.
genius. Holy shit. I definitely see that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, so you're going to be in touch with like the retail stores. It's primarily
And little boutiques, yeah.
Wow. Damn, so you're the middleman.
Yeah, just drop shipping.
Real life drop shipping.
Yeah, real life.
Wow, so is that drop shipping? Is that e-commerce still? Because you're doing it in person, but you met them online, or?
So the vendors, like what we have to do is we're actually going this week, this Saturday, and we're actually going to meet some of the vendors and see like what people are they looking for, what people are they hiring and stuff like that, and seeing like what our niche that we're working with is women's apparel and women's accessories. So obviously, like since we go to college, it'll be easy to find people that would want to work at the
So
mall.
how does that work? You guys met them online, right? So you're about to meet them this Saturday. Some people from China.
Yeah.
You don't know them any other way besides this.
Yeah.
So how does that feel?
It's cool. It's a different way of networking with other people overseas.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. Yeah, I got a meeting with someone flying in from China casually.
Yeah.
So is there more people like you doing this, or is this just kind of something? So how'd the uncle get involved? Was he kind of plugged in?
So me and my girlfriend came to my uncle, and he
Is he
obviously
like an advisor of yours?
yeah. So like I look up to my uncle, and he always just gives me advice about like things I should do, things like that he messed up on and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
And basically, I wanted to get my uncle involved just because like he's been working for 15 years at he's been painting cars, and like there's so much more ways to make money without working as hard. So it would be cool just to have a business with someone that I look up to.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I love that you saw him putting in real work, and you're like,
Mhm.
I want to help you transition into making money with your mind, networking. So do you already have anything kind of lined up? Do you guys have any boutiques or kiosks or whatever the deal is?
At the moment, no. We're still like planning everything and getting everything, just like our logo. We came up with a name. Just getting like our shirts ready, just apparel and stuff like that.
So what else have you been working on besides that?
At the moment, just those three, just because I want to focus on Wake and I want to focus on REC, and I feel like what I did last year where I messed up was like I wanted to try everything, and my mind wasn't set on one thing, and I just feel like that's what a lot of people do, and that's where they mess up. You can't be. I'd rather be great at one thing than be decent at everything.
It's a really good way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people would say the opposite. They'd be like, I'd rather not be a professional at one thing, but know how to do a bunch of things. But no, I like that because if you
Yeah.
dial in on one thing, then you can actually get results.
Yeah, and scale it.
Damn, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Do you think people are having a problem with that? Have you seen that? Like you said that a lot of people are doing that. Have you seen that in your
Yeah,
life
I mean,
specifically?
Just myself in general, just because you get so focused on like other things and other ways of coming up and opportunities, and you're just seeing all these results from other people. Like when I saw Dooley, he was wholesaling. I wanted to get into wholesaling, but then Will was drop shipping, so I wanted to get drop shipping shoes. Like it was just too much, and like you can't really do that unless like you really, I don't know. I wasn't able to. I was just too focused on like this at one moment, this at one moment, this at one moment, and then that's when everything just becomes inconsistent.
Because you can't give it enough time that
Yeah.
you want. Damn. Dooley's a beast, bro.
Yeah.
When you got into wholesale, did you get anything? You get a deal?
We had one deal going on, and it took like a couple months, but we didn't even put it under contract. But it was like 3 houses in one contract, and we were pretty like blown after like.
Did you guys not make money?
Mm-mm.
Wait, why?
Well, just because like the lady that we were working with, she was just like she wanted to sell it, but she doesn't want to sell it. She was just thinking about renting it out, so she was just like she didn't know what she wanted to do with her properties, and after that we were just like wholesaling. It's a lot of work and a lot of time that you put into it, because I know like what Dooley mentioned before. He was like, it's not just about calling people and closing a deal. It actually takes a lot of time to get those deals going and
So-
putting it under contract.
Why didn't she? I'm confused. So you guys were just in touch to move 3 properties, and she backed out, or what?
Yeah, because she was like she's owned these properties for a long time, and like she was determining if she wanted to sell it, because she was already up, she already has bread, but she wanted to see if she wanted to just keep renting it out to tenants and stuff like that, and just creating a cash flow.
That's weird. You would think a person would have made their mind up about that
Yeah.
before they were even talking to you.
Yeah.
Damn. So that wasn't successful. Have you had any drop shipping success?
Oh yeah.
I know Lex did.
Yeah. So back in March, 2019, I ran a store with Will, and it was one of my first successful stores, and we hit 20,000 in sales, and let's see, and then around Mother's Day, we ran up another store for 20,000 in sales, and then we sold those 2, and now I'm working on a store with one of my students in REC, Sean, that I mentioned before, and we're trying to form a long-term store with it and created like a brand out of it.
Damn. So what is that one? Can you talk about it?
Yeah. So the niche about that one is like jewelry, like women's jewelry.
Women's jewelry. So
Mhm.
is there a market in that?
Yeah.
I just talked hella shit earlier. Damn, I feel bad.
Nah, just because nowadays a lot of people are shopping online, of course. Girls are like top sell, like they're the number one consumers for like buying products online, and I just feel like that's a good niche to work with, just because girls see an ad and they always buy stuff with just emotions, like they're always ready to click buy now.
Hey, there's some fuck ass dudes out there doing the same thing, right?
Yeah. But I feel like it's harder with guys. Guys
Yeah.
like to go in store. They like to try things on. They like to see if it fits the way they want to. Girls, they'll just buy it. If they don't like it, it's just another another piece just laying around in their room.
That's so funny, man. That's the first time I've heard that perspective on it from the side of someone who sells the product.
Mhm.
Huh. They just have it laying around.
Yeah. So with that store that we're running right now, it actually took. It wasn't just overnight. We were getting sales. It actually took. We started at beginning of January 1st of this year, and we were hitting like consistent 100-day sales. And then now we're Will actually like looked at it and see what we were doing wrong, and he helped out, and now we're hitting like 500 days consistently.
Wait. Y'all have had a sale for 500 days consistently
Mm-hmm.
to this day?
Yeah. So
Fuck.
like it took honestly like 25 days for us to get to where we're at right now. Yeah.
So
It took a minute.
is Shopify still the move, or what platforms are? The
Yeah,
move?
so I use Shopify, of course, just because Will's in it, and I bought ecom degree, and I think dropshipping is always going to be the move. Everyone's always shopping online, and all these retail stores are closing down, and everyone's always on their phone, clicking on ads, clicking on. I don't know. I just find it easier for people just to buy online rather than
Damn,
driving.
okay, wait. So wait. So you're trying to get into selling physical products while you still can,
Yeah.
because you do realize that stores have been closing down. Because I've been hearing, man, that we're having like another recession.
Mm-hmm.
But last time it was the housing market. This time it's supposed to be retail. So you're confirming that, right? I'm not confirming. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, there's no record, but
I think just the growth of online and just online shopping is just growing faster and faster every day. Everything's online now.
okay.
People could get it within like a button on their phone and get it the next day.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Of course. Well, Amazon's kind of raping. Do you know
Yeah,
they do
Amazon's going
grocery
crazy.
delivery now within 2 hours? You have it-
Amazon?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
it's-
they're killing the game.
It's done. Walmart's done. R.I.P. Walmart. I
Yeah.
called it. What is today? January 28th at 4:51. Charbel Milan called the death of Walmart.
Jeez.
What if, man? What if? That I wouldn't like that. I like getting out of the fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Ugh. Food coming to your door and shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You don't know about that? That's weird.
I don't know about food. Maybe like products, yeah, but food, I don't know.
Damn, dude. The city's so beautiful, but we're about to get fucked in traffic. What is our life? Well, hey, man. Believe it or not, we've been going for almost about an hour.
Jeez.
So, is
I
there
didn't know that.
anything that you want to leave people with that just says Patrick? It's sort of mindset. What kind of energy that you think people should try to just keep in their mind, even when things aren't going right? Because let's be real, it might look like shit's going great for everybody on the
Mhm.
screen, but it's really
Yeah.
not. And anyone who denies that is lying. But
Yeah.
what are some of the things you would want to leave people with? It's been great today. You've been great, man. But
Appreciate you.
these are the moments that
appreciate you
someone could
having me.
walk away with.
I just want to say, no matter what you're doing, just keep going at it. No matter what people are saying or how other people see it, just chase your dreams, be positive, and be consistent with what you're doing.
Be consistent, be positive, and continue to grow. Well, hey, man, the people that are coming to this channel, they're coming, for positive reinforcement, but they're just coming to be a part of a conversation. They're coming to be a part of a space that they can put on in the background and clean their room, that they can drive to work, and they can just hear what the fuck's going on somewhere else. Somewhere else that is not only successful, but somewhere else that is Could be in the area, could be across the world, who knows? But they get to be a part of a space, and today that was only made possible by you. So I want to go ahead and thank you for that, man.
Sir, thank you
Really
for
thank you
having
for
me.
your time. If you just want to go ahead and just shout out all your Instagram pages, just anywhere that people can get the products, and
Yeah.
just any way that people can interact with you, get in touch with you, and ultimately be a part of the shit you got going on, because they support you, man. They've listened this far. They support you.
Shout out to everyone that's made it this far. If you want to get in contact with me, my Instagram is at Patrick HKHIM. I go to Kennesaw State University. I'm always down to help you, whether it comes to reselling shoes, just staying positive, or just advice. I'm always there. But you can also get a WakePen at wakepen.com, or follow it on Instagram at myWakePen. And if you're interested in selling shoes, just hit me up and we can get started.
Hell yeah, man. I feel like I always skip this part, but you know what? If anybody is out there right now and they feel alone and they feel like they need somebody, my DMs are open. You can always reach out to me for advice. You can always reach out to me for talk about anything, because this is a space, man. This is what's happening here is by having you here, I just act as a medium to the energy that comes through. So just for anyone that just watches, that tunes in, we appreciate you so much. My name's Charbel Milan. Today we got
Patrick Kim.
and this has been a time shared.